foolish magician who learns his lesson. Beautifully performed, very atmospheric music, as all Sibelius's is, of course. Now, next on the programme here at the Lighthouse is Grieg's Piano Concerto, and as you can see, the stage is needing to be reset for that. Now, it is, of course, a work that needs very little introduction, being a real crowd favourite with those immediately recognisable crashing opening chords. And I did already mention in the introduction that we're being treated to a performance tonight by the uber-talented young Russian pianist Alexander Malofeev. Now, he's got a huge following on social media, and many of them, we've been noticing, have been commenting to say what a natural affinity Alexander has with the Grieg. A match made in heaven, they say. And certainly judging from the rehearsals that we've heard so far, I couldn't help but agree. Now, our roving reporter, Claire Rawls, caught up with him yesterday after rehearsal.
I'm so delighted to come back here to Lighthouse Pool with Bournemouth Symphony Orchestra, playing this time Grieg Piano Concerto, which is a very special piece for me. It was the first concerto I learned in my life, and I really love it. It's so pure, untouched beauty in it, and playing with Kirill, it's so easy. And with your orchestra, I feel really comfortable making music here. It's a pleasure to come back.
Well, thank you for bringing the sunshine with you this week as well. It's lovely and sunny here in Poole. And where have you travelled here from?
I travelled from Berlin. I played in Seattle a couple of days ago, and when I went to Berlin, where I'm based now, I live in Germany, just moved there.
And of course, you've been playing since a very young age, and you spoke about this being one of the earliest concertos you performed. Can you remember how old were you when you first discovered this piece?
I was 11 years old, and it was in Kazakhstan, in Astana. Yeah, and of course, you know, this first impression of a large orchestra behind you, it's always very special for your heart and memories for life.
And I suppose this particular piece, it feels like such a conversation between soloist and orchestra. There's so much dialogue and conversation. Does that add to the fun of the experience of performing this work?
Yeah, absolutely. It's so fun to perform it. For me, this concerto is like an ideal example of a romantic concerto, and we wouldn't have Rachmaninoff concertos or Tchaikovsky concertos without this Grieg piece, which is a base for everything written after. And playing with melodies, it's just so fun, just surfing through this music and playing the music which you knew from the 5 years old. You hear it everywhere. This introduction, these chords in the beginning, they're just delight every time.
And I'm sure it will be a delight for us too. That was Alexander Malofeev talking to Claire Rawls yesterday after the rehearsal, and remembering his first time playing the concerto when he was just 11. And I love the fact that he says he's going to be surfing through the music tonight. Well, as you can see from the screen, the piano is now on the stage. The stage being reset, will be rejoined by the rest of the BSO imminently. And time, though, for me to just say a little bit about the work we're going to hear. Written at the age of 25 by Grieg. It was written in 1868, and the young Norwegian composer was determined to make his mark on the world with this, which was the first work that he wrote employing an orchestra. I mean, just from the very first notes, it sounds so assured. Grieg sounds completely in command of his orchestral writing throughout the concerto, and yet he was far from experienced in composing for such large forces. The work was an instant success. Many people expected Grieg to replicate it soon afterwards with a second concerto for the instrument, but that never happened. He never wrote another. So you've got these sort of driving, anthemic outer movements. You've got the beautiful Adagio in the middle, and the whole piece combines to create this stunning work. It's hard to beat. And maybe, just maybe, Grieg knew that maybe he couldn't beat it, and he was shrewd enough to not try. Notable for the wonderful cadenza, which the soloist plays. There's room for real virtuosity, gorgeous poetic feeling as well. So all in all, something for us to relish and look forward to. And the rest of the strings making their way back onto the stage now. Alexander has made such an impression on the orchestra. As I mentioned earlier, he made his debut with the BSO last January. He's still only 22, got an enormously glittering future ahead of him, I think. This is going to be, I think, a relationship between him and the orchestra we're going to see more of. He speaks very warmly of the welcome he had from the orchestra and from Kirill Karabits. And I think we're all on tenterhooks to hear him play tonight. So let's just enjoy the orchestra tuning for a moment. The leader tonight, Amin Merchant. Very full hall tonight. Pleasure to see so many people out to enjoy what I'm sure is going to be a spectacular performance from young Alexander, who will be appearing on stage any minute now. And here they come, Alexander Malofeyev to perform the Grieg Piano Concerto and the BSO's chief conductor, Kirill Karabits. What a smile. What a moment at the end of the Grieg Piano Concerto between this superb young soloist, Alexander Malofeyev, absolutely relishing every moment of that performance with the Bournemouth Symphony Orchestra. So ably and sensitively supported by the whole orchestra and their conductor Carol Karabitz, bringing them to their feet now. I think he squeezed every drop of drama out of that piece of music. Absolutely phenomenal performance. Alexander Malofeev, just 22, born in Moscow, a student of the Special School of Music in Moscow State Tchaikovsky Conservatory, based in Berlin now. Well, you can see how much the orchestra enjoyed that and raped him. And I suspect we might hear something else. He's just at the start of his career, but he already has some recordings to his name. If you enjoyed that performance, Alexander recorded the first Tchaikovsky Piano Concerto. It's out on Sony Classical, part of the Tchaikovsky 2020 box set, so you can seek that out. Here he comes, back again. For another bow, and I know the audience are hoping for an encore. Good stuff. That had us all wrapped here at the Lighthouse in Poole. And I'm sure it did at home for you too. The wonderful playing of Alexander Malofeev, the piano sonata by Nikolai Medtner, great Russian composer for the piano. Died in 1951 in Golders Green. Alexander Malofeev, I think, demonstrating such exquisite sensitivity in his encore then, after the bells and whistles and drama and excitement of the Grieg. That was really very, very touching playing, I thought. Well, that brings the first half of this concert live from the Lighthouse in Poole, courtesy of the Bournemouth Symphony Orchestra, to close. Don't go too far. Enjoy 20 minutes of an interval, and I'll see you again very soon. Welcome back to this BSO live-streamed concert from the Lighthouse in Poole. I do hope you enjoyed the first half as much as I did. I'm Katie Derham, and that performance of the Grieg Piano Concerto by Alexander Malofeev, just fabulous, wasn't it? And that encore, for those of you who want to know, that was the Canzona Serenata by Nikolai Medtner. Beautiful piece, one I didn't know, so great to hear that. In this second half, we have